Hey there, welcome.
Hello and welcome to Bingewatch and Friends. I'm Diana Brown, and with me is the ever amazing
Ben Wilson, and together we are Bingewatch.
We are honored
Yes.
you are with us tonight. And we know this is not an easy time in this country right now. And our hearts are with everyone as we want to have a small tribute to an amazing human being. Dan?
Thank you, Diana. We believe that the stories that we tell about ourselves and about our world define us, and they can change the world. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's story was one of equality, justice, wisdom, compassion, and dignity.
The story that she had of herself was of someone who would never stop fighting for those things. And tonight, with your help, we're going to create some stories, and we're going to dedicate those stories to her, one of the true heroes of our day. Thank you.
So thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We are thrilled to have with us an ensemble of performers that are extraordinary, and you're going to meet them in a minute. They're coming together to create a wonderful improvised show inspired by the Twilight Zone. The name of this group is Butt of Mind.
And what's fantastic is that they're from all over the place, as we're going to find out. It's such an honor to find out the kind of things that we can do online that would be much harder to do in person. And I feel like this is an example of the way that our current crisis also opens up creativity, which is very exciting.
Exactly. I mean, if there's a happy thing that's come out of all of this, is that we are no longer geographically bound by who we can play with and who we can collaborate with. Dan, I'm so excited to have them on the show. Let's go backstage.
Sounds great. I'll be there in just 1 second. Yes.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Thank you. So for those of you who've been here before, you know the drill. For those who don't, it's completely taboo to go backstage before a show and meet performers. It totally rattles them. But we break all the rules here because we can. So come on back to the backstage.
Yeah, and the reality is, I mean, it's a simple process, but you know, I'm just saying I know what I'm doing.
Well, you say
we're not alone.
Oh,
hi y'all. I know we've just violated the sanctity of the dressing room and brought the audience with us. I hope that's okay.
It's all right. We were just talking about Eric's chickens.
Oh, his chickens are something. Eric Caldwell, you are the producer of this. For those who may not be aware, Eric is the artistic director of the Alaska State Improv Festival, and that's the first place I ever saw a version of this amazing show. Will you share with us a little bit about the genesis of the show and introduce us to your all-star cast?
oh, certainly. The whole purpose of the show was to bring together people who had not performed together before, high-level people who I just kind of, as the producer, really wanted to do a show with. So I've had the good fortune of inviting people to join me from all across North America, and the show's now been produced not only in Alaska, but well, you were in the show in Honolulu, Diana. So Diana's been part of the show. We've done it in Seattle. We performed a duo version of the show at the San Francisco Improv Festival, and now online.
Yes. And who are you? You're surrounded by so much talent. Please introduce us to these beautiful people. We can see their names, but we'd love to hear from them.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go ahead and start with Aden and Eric Nepom. They're out of Portland, Oregon. Anything you want to say about yourselves?
It was really smoky. It was really smoky, but it's not where we're at. We're safe. We're safe from the fires.
Tim Mahoney from Reno, Nevada.
Hello.
And Kat Drago from Austin, Texas.
Hi.
Well, we're thrilled. So we're going to let you have just a couple minutes to center yourselves. You've got, oh, Dan, how many seconds do they have?
Let's see, a couple of minutes, and Zoom time equals about 25 seconds.
Great.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yes.
There's not any toilet paper in the bathroom. Do you think maybe?
Oh, I've got some scripts that
Yeah.
never got produced. Those can be used.
I-
They're really
I'm not-
old and soft.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for asking.
Also, craft services seems to be running late, so I'm assuming we'll be snacking mid-show.
Well, I
Yeah,
did buy a lot of bologna. Diana, did you buy more bologna?
I thought
I'm sorry. I ate it.
All of
that's
it.
fine. As long as one of you enjoyed it, that's all that really matters.
Sorry, Aden.
It's fine.
Okay. So glad they're happy. Oh, I just
So,
love
We're down to 18 Zoom seconds now. Is that right?
Yeah, we gotta run. We gotta run.
16, 15, 14.
Good evening. Events happen on our lives, for better, for worse, for good, for evil. These events are predicated upon the choices that we make in our lives. Please, in the chat window at this time, what is a choice that you have made that changed your life in ways that you could not possibly have foreseen? We look to these decisions, we trust them, and yet they don't always turn out as we expect. Such is the way of life. From the wings, Diana, Dan, do we have choices? We would like to talk to our audience.
We have not a lot of choices available currently. I can inform that I have recently moved into an apartment in the middle of a pandemic and have been discovering a new form of life.
I see.
We have getting married.
Yes. So you made a choice that has led to the discovery of a new form of life in your apartment.
Yes. Unlike the person getting married, I am going through a divorce, which has resulted in an utter transformation of my life. We also have quitting school and joining the army as a choice.
I must say, I am intrigued by the choices that you've made leading to new forms of life in your apartment. These are the stories that we tell. They are the stories not only of sight and of sound, but of mind. Oh, whew. Well, I think the last shelf is finally in place.
So nice of you. I didn't even realize it was that heavy when I asked you to come over.
Oh, you know I would do anything for you. I'm just glad that we were able to get it lined up and looking just the way you like.
Jonathan, I just know this is going to be an incredible thing for me. You know, sometimes I think we just need to start over. Get a fresh view on things, don't you think?
Well, I
Sometime.
finished unpacking your things in the bedroom, dear.
Thank you, Mother.
Will you be wanting sandwiches, Martha?
Of course, Mother. And could we get some water?
Well, of course, dear.
Martha, this is beautiful. This is a much better apartment than I could ever afford.
Well, dear, look out the window. Just look at it. Do you see how the ocean crashes up against the rocks? It reminds me. Well, it reminds me of
I know.
things.
I know. I don't blame you.
For what?
For thinking of Robert. That is what you thought of when you saw the rocks and the water crashing.
Dear, you
Your
can't
sandwiches
possibly
are
know
on the table.
that. Why, thank you, Mother. Oh, my favorite. I'm so
Well, I'd better get driving back to the city. Your
Oh.
father doesn't like me driving after dark.
Mother, you will be returning soon, won't you?
Of course, dear.
You're not going to stay away too long.
No, of course not. But you have each other. You don't need me, dear. You don't need me.
Well, Mother, he's not going to stay overnight.
Martha, I'm not an idiot.
I'm not staying overnight, am I?
No.
I didn't suppose, Martha. I'd better let you organize your things. I'll call you tomorrow.
We could have tea out on the veranda.
That would be lovely.
Of course.
I'll see you soon.
Martha? Martha, is that you?
Yes, of course.
My God, Martha. Wouldn't expect to see you have this beautiful afternoon.
Why ever not? Beautiful things happen with beautiful people.
Indeed they do. My gosh, you look gorgeous, Martha. I mean, it's been a few years, I must admit, but look at you.
Mr. Thomason, I haven't changed.
Oh, please. Gregory.
Gregory.
Hmm.
I may not have changed much on the outside, but I'm quite a different person now. I've turned over a new
Oh.
leaf, you see.
A new leaf. That's delightful.
Yes.
See. Yes.
Sometimes we need to grow and change and leave the old things behind.
Ah, not you, Martha, though. You're a woman of long standing. Heck, I remember you wouldn't give anything away, would you?
Mr. Thomason.
Please, Gregory.
Gregory. And what have you changed? I didn't think I'd see you around here.
Oh, Martha. If I may be as bold enough to say, I've changed very little since I saw you last. True, I've seen the world in a very different light. True, there's been things that have happened to me, as has happened to everyone else. But as far as me itself, why, Martha, no, I've not changed one bit. I'm still the same man who you once dated. The same man who once got on his knee that you said no to. Well, I may want to change, but I don't think I have, and I don't think I will.
You're not the only man to ask for my hand, Gregory.
Of course I'm not, Martha. Of course I'm not. Well, if I may, you don't have a ring on your finger yet. Would
No.
it be too bold of me to invite you off to the cafe down by the coastline tomorrow afternoon?
If I arrive at the coastline, it will be on my own 2 feet, at my own invitation. And perhaps
Well, I'll
you'll
be
be
there
there,
at
and
3.
perhaps you won't.
3 o'clock, Martha, is where I'll be there. 3 to 4 p.m. Good seeing you, Martha. Real good seeing you.
Goodbye.
Well, you're home early, son.
We're having trouble hearing you,
You
dear.
have to speak up.
I'm not your son. She hasn't said yes yet.
Well,
Oh dear, I'm no fool.
the way she looks at you, the way you look at her, it's just something to behold. And when we know, we know. I think that's, I think that could be said.
Not just any man would have helped move all of those things, but you did.
She's an important woman. She's very important to me.
Yes, and that's why we wanted you to have my mother's ring when you propose.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I've always believed strongly that when you try the milk, the cow follows next. And
You
so
always-
I've
You
always
do
said
always
that.
say that. You do always
do.
say that.
I,
so
quite
you're a cow
progressive.
follower.
I'm quite progressive. Anyway, I want you to have this ring. But it's not for keepsies unless you're keeping our Martha.
Nope, nope, that's absolutely true. If you want to hold on to it, it's for realsies.
It's beautiful. I don't know what to say.
Well, say the thing we've been waiting for you to say to our daughter. It's about time now. I'd say you get on with it before somebody else does.
You know, she's quite attractive and she's had many suitors.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
That boy. Well, I wonder if someday he'll ever get on his own way.
Martha. Over here, Martha. Over here.
Mr. Thomason,
Please. Please. Gregory.
I see your
Have a seat.
tastes have not changed.
Of course not. Things are harder these days.
Things are
Harder for all of us.
harder.
I ordered you something. I hope it suits your mood.
It does.
It's a Chardonnay I tasted 2 years ago. It's a little vineyard, actually quite just right up the street. I enjoyed it massively. It reminded me of you. I bought the vineyard, Martha.
You impulsive man.
Perhaps I am. Perhaps I am. Go sailing with me tomorrow. No, tonight. Right now. There's a boat right there on the dock. We could borrow it. Rent it out for the afternoon. Just you and me. Come on, Martha. Just like old times.
Do you ever think about him? Do you ever see his eyes? I always wonder because at night, sometimes, I think that I can see them in the darkness.
Come now, Martha. What are you saying? Bringing up things like that now. It was a long time ago.
Things that only you and I know.
Damn it. It was a long time ago and a mistake. And as far as I'm concerned, nothing happened. And to think that you'd see something in the dark.
I can
Look
see
around you.
in my apartment. At night, Gregory. Sometimes I thought that if I came here, perhaps
Perhaps what?
I'd like to go sailing.
Let's go. Right now.
Now.
I'm sorry, am I interrupting?
Not at all. I don't believe we've met. Gregory.
Yes. 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 Hello, Gregory.
Mr. Fieldman. Mr. Thomason, Mr. Fieldman.
I see. So you two know each other?
Acquaintances.
Acquaintances?
Yes.
That's all
Perhaps
I
we
am.
We hardly know each other, dear.
Martha. I had something to give you. I think now I will give it to you without pretext. Good day.
My God, Martha, that's your family's ring, your grandmother's ring. And how on earth did he get it?
Oh, Martha, I'm sure you're blowing it all out of proportion. Now tell me everything that happened.
Mother, I cannot believe you never even consulted me. You didn't say anything to me, Mother. What?
Well, if these things are supposed to be a surprise. Now I've driven all this way. You're going to treat me unkindly for your own mistakes.
Mother, I cannot marry him, Mother.
Why not? He's so wonderful. Dick Fielding is a good man.
He does not bring me joy.
What does bring you joy, child? For as long as I've known you, you have not been joyful. And I, for one, believe that you are making a huge mistake. You're letting your life get away from you. You're haunted by something. I don't know what.
I've brought you grief, haven't I, Mother?
Don't worry about me, dear. It's my job to worry. I'm the mother.
You are always such a comfort to me.
Please stop disappointing your father and I. Is it too much to ask? We're very progressive, we're very permissive, and we've always trusted that you'll do right. But living alone on the coastline, really, Martha? And to tell me that Dick Fielding wasn't invited to stay the night, then why? Why all of it? Why? Really, Martha, you need to put your head on straight. And get your cat off my dress.
I'm going for a walk, Mother.
Fine, I'm heading back into the city. Your father will be worried about me. It's nice to have someone be worried about you, Martha. It's very nice. I don't like you being out here in the sea, along the coastline, in an apartment by yourself. Why, you're like to lose your mind.
Goodbye, Mother.
Mr. Fielding! Mr. Fielding, are you home? Mr. Fielding, are you home? Please. Mr. Fielding!
No.
I know it's late, Mr. Fielding. Are you home?
Who wants to know?
It's me. We met this afternoon. Please, it's wet out here.
You may as well come in.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
State your business.
I apologize for interrupting at this late hour, Mr. Fielding. It's a matter of importance that I speak to you. I may be so blunt and direct.
You may.
Do you love her? Oh, don't be coy.
What is it to you?
She's an important woman in my life.
And it's not like she's never talked about you. Of course she has.
You've been in her house, then? You've moved her things.
I helped her move into her new apartment, yes. Per her insistence and against her mother's wishes, I did not stay the night.
Mr. Fielding, Richard, if I may be so direct.
You may.
She is a complicated woman, and her past, her history is but a mind-wrenching puzzle. I implore you, please, for her health, for yours, for her family's health.
What?
That you see
Stay
her
away?
no further. Yes. Yes.
And what, pray tell, do you bring?
I was a fool this afternoon to see her. She brought up things that I have attempted to block out my entire life. A moment. I can't speak more of it now, and I'm sorry. Her father knows too much of it that he'd be happy to tell you. But I warn you, Mr. Fielding, Richard, if I may. It is a path you may not wish to go down. But if you love her, if you truly love her as much as I did, and think I still do, then I wish you luck.
What of it?
What of what?
Why would he come to my door and say that you have been holding out on me?
He's a disturbed man. He's in love with my daughter, much like yourself, and he wanted to scare you away. There's nothing to be told of, nothing at all.
Really?
Really, I have nothing at all that I would say further on the topic. I think that, like we said, pursue her. She needs a man like you in her life, and just ask again. Ask 5 times if you have to.
Nothing that you would say further. However, he did tell me that he was moving on and wanted me to be warned. What warning do you know?
I made a promise. Okay, I made a promise I wouldn't say anything. Not after what happened. It was too painful for everyone, and she's got a complicated past. More complicated than most, and that's why we thought you'd be good for someone safe, someone who.
Someone naive and boring. Is that what you're saying? Someone without a past?
Someone who wouldn't be missed.
Wouldn't be missed. Whatever does he mean? Wouldn't be missed.
I told him as little as I could.
You ought not.
I just think that he's right. He's the one. He needs to be the one. Maybe it'll end all of everything.
And why is it that everyone but me knows who is supposed to be the one for me? Why is it that all my life everyone around me has known exactly what and who and where and which? All around me, everything has been controlled
It had to be that way.
by everyone around me.
It had to be that way. You're too strong, and we knew it. We had to keep you controlled. It was the only way to keep you and everyone who loves you safe.
That's what happened. That's what happened, and I've always blamed you.
Well, blame me all you want. I'll take that blame if it means that your mother and I and you can live a somewhat normal life. Can't you see we're doing this for you?
Goodbye, Father. I have a date.
Of course.
The cold is exhilarating, isn't it?
Yes. Very.
I had to get out of the apartment.
Yeah. Yes. I live at the vineyard, Martha.
You do?
I live here. It's not a home, Martha. It's not a place. You asked me earlier if I saw it. Yes. I do.
You do?
It's my home at Suffolk. It was in the closet. I saw it the same day that I met you. The same day I met you, and that evening when I proposed to you, it was there. When I went home, broken, and you said no. That day that you moved in with me. That's when I saw it. Every night.
What did you see? Tell me, Gregory.
It was our daughter, Martha.
It's true.
I saw our daughter.
It's true. Gregory. Gregory, she's not gone. She's not gone. Everyone told me that she was gone. But she isn't gone.
She is gone, Martha.
No, you're wrong.
No, and I'm done pretending. This necklace that I have carried, her necklace.
What do you?
I I can't. I worry that it is her. I worry that I've carried it this whole time. I placed it on shelves and in cabinets. I have placed it decades from my life and memory, and yet here it is. In my pocket, in my hand. It was yours, Martha, and I want you to have it back.
Gregory.
I could hear her voice, you know, Martha. Late at night.
So do I.
I thought the vineyard would be a place she could roam free. Not bother me one bit, and yet there I am. Hearing her in the back of my head. And I see your face.
Gregory, she's always going to be with us. Gregory, she's here.
No, she'll always be here with you, Martha. This water is cold and dark. Perhaps there I'll finally find my silence.
Gregory. Gregory. Dear. I knew you were here. Come to Mommy. You'll never be away from me again. You want to go for a swim? It's very fine out.
Well, you're together now. I hope you found your peace and your happiness. It's clear that you were never going to find it with me. And scene. Cast, come on out. Thank you very much, everybody. This is Kat Drago, Eric Nepom, Aden Nepom, Tim Mahoney, and I'm Eric Caldwell. And this has been Bud of Mind. Thank you all very much. Coming up momentarily is Bingewatch, the hosts of this show. You may also know them from their past works at the San Francisco Improv Festival, the Alaska State Improv Festival, most recently the Vintage Improv Festival online. They have been all over, have been performing together now for years, and just an exceptional, exceptional show. I know that there were many suggestions coming pre-show about which two shows they would be blending for today's binge watch. So stay tuned. It's going to be just as exciting for you as it is for us.
Hello! Oh it once again for the amazing cast of Butt of Mind.
So phenomenal, so fantastic.
Haunting. I looked in the chat to see the responses. There's gasps. Haunting. People are writing. Many, many, many hands clapping. Thank you, Eric, and your incredible ensemble. Thank you, Eric and Aden and Tim and Kat. It's an honor to have you on the show.
And thank you to everyone who's watching tonight and for all of your suggestions you put in before the show about possible things we could mash together. Diana and I have been looking over the list. We have some, and I'm feeling a little partial towards The Mandalorian. What can I say? I was 7 years old when Star Wars came out. It's kind of a thing for me.
Dan, what do you love most about The Mandalorian?
I love the fact they took a lot of the classic Star Wars imagery and the world building is very consistent, and they put it into a Western, which makes perfect sense for the Outer Rim. So, you know, Star Wars was mashing science fantasy with pirate movies and buccaneering and samurai movies. So mashing together that and then mashing it into this show, I think is a natural fit.
I love it. All right. I'm leaning toward a suggestion that came in from Aran Lee. Thank you, Aran. And she suggested Call the Midwife. It's a BBC production. And she also shared what she loved about it. So may I share that with you, Dan?
Please do, yes.
She loves that it is a majority is a female cast, and they highlight the emphasis on sisterhood and matriarchal icons. So thank you for joining us for the first episode of
Space Babies.
All right.
You would be the midwife, yes?
Yes.
Good. I was hoping you would come. Many have promised to come and not made it. They could not survive the journey.
Oh, well, it takes a lot more than simply just a tough trip to keep a midwife from showing up when she's needed.
I am glad to hear it. Midwifery is a complicated business.
Oh, well, it's as natural as breathing.
There are many things in this world, my good woman, that are unnatural. I imagine that as a midwife, you have seen all sorts of things coming out of other things.
Don't get me started. The things I've seen coming out of places that shouldn't be coming out of, you don't want me to even start talking about. But let me say this about that. If there's a baby inside, I'll yank it out of there, slap it on the bottom, sponge the little bit of blood off the top of its head, and rest it in the arms of its progenitor.
I am glad to hear that you know your business, although the details are of no importance to me, as long as you can bring me the baby. Bring it to me alive if you can, but if not, we will still pay handsomely for it.
I'm not sure I understand exactly what you're wanting me to do with this baby, but if the baby and the mother are both alive, then it's with the mother the baby will be staying. And never you mind about whatever you think you're paying, because I'm not giving over a child that doesn't even belong to you.
My good woman, the payment will be rich if you can complete this contract. And if you fail, the pain will be greater. If you understand my meaning, these are desperate times.
You know desperate times. Nothing is more desperate than when the Mother Superior doesn't get her fairy cake at the tea time. Now that's desperate.
Have you ever seen the victims of the Thraxian flu? It was engineered by the Hutts. You are familiar with their activities in this area. It would be a shame to find out that another midwife had gone missing. It is such a dangerous profession, so much traveling, so much hardship, so many unknowns.
Your threat is thinly veiled, and I'm getting the meaning of what you're saying. So
I
what
am
I want to know is, why not just have me do my job and then kill me off? Isn't that part of your plan?
in other times it might have been, but we may need your services again someday. It is better to have you on retainer.
Come a little closer. You've got something on your neck there that's worrying me.
My neck, you say? You are a medical woman. I will allow you to touch my person. But do know that you have got 5 guns aimed at your head at this moment.
Ugh. I survived the blitz earlier. I can survive this. Now I'm looking at you, and what I'm seeing. Well, that's a rash. And it's only going to spread.
This place is very dusty. The skin is irritable. I do not like it here, but I do what must be done. You will do.
Digging into your skin, and they're going to continue to burrow into your cerebral cortex if you're not careful. Those aren't just any other mites. Those mites have a mind of their own, and they'll probably kill you.
I thank you for your concern. I will have our own medical doctors take a look at it. If they confirm your findings, there will be an extra bonus when you complete the job. Until then, midwife, I will wait. Do not make me wait too long.
Nature takes its course, and I can't rush it. Oh. Hi.
You look pretty pleased with yourself.
Well, I managed to get that little shuttle up and running, or my name isn't Fred Buckle.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job. I'll give you that.
Ah.
You'd think you were almost born to this kind of work.
Born to it, I am. Tinkering and making things work is what makes me a happy person.
I wouldn't know about happy so much. My life has been one of toil and slavery until recently. But I'm glad to know that there is still joy in the universe.
Well, amidst the mercenaries and the bounty hunters, yeah, there's some joy. Would you like
How's that woman of yours doing anyway?
Oh, Violet is a treat, she is. Made this for me, didn't she? I look good. I look sharp, like a gentleman almost.
She's got skilled hands, I'll give her that.
No, that she does, but let's not be talking about that or a slap I'll be getting.
And, how was, the one on the way?
Oh, well, it's a miracle, I didn't think I had it in me to give her what, a baby. And I didn't think, well, let's be honest, we're past our prime a bit,
And you're certain it's yours?
Well, I was until you said that.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just...
Come on back here. You're alluding to something.
Look, I don't even know if our 2 species can breed properly. I mean, an Ugnaught and, well, a human woman. But when you were gone taking care of the moisture evaporators, out there on the ridge, fighting off the Jawas and the Tundarks and all sorts of dangers, we had a bit of ale. And after that, a bit of wine. And after that, a bit of spice. I'm not saying anything happened, and I'm not saying anything didn't, and I'm not saying the child that she bears is not yours. I'm just saying be ready for anything. It may come out short, with whiskers and a snout, and an uncommon facility for mechanics.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm more of a man than you will ever be.
That's undeniable.
And if
By a
that
good 3 feet and
baby is, I wasn't even talking about your stature, because that's an unkind thing to do. But I'll tell you what. I'll love that baby regardless. You'll not be coming between me and my Violet. We both lost the person we loved and thought we'd never find love again. We
I
found
know.
what
I'm sorry.
you should be. You had your way with my wife.
I had her way. You think I was the one who initiated this? You think I was the one who would want that freakishly tall? I'm sorry, I know you love her, but to my eyes, she is no great beauty.
But you had it off with her anyway.
I was drunk, and who knows what the spice did to me.
I don't know what to say. I don't know which is worse. That you're telling me that you slept with my own woman, or that you're telling me that you wouldn't have done it if you hadn't been in your cups.
I can't answer that question for you. But I can tell you this. 3 midwives have come so far. 3 midwives lie dead in the ground. You better believe there'll be a 4th. And when they come, for whatever it is that she's carrying, whatever it is that those Force-sensitive bastards have sensed about her, I might not be able to protect you both. You may need to run. And run fast. Run hard.
I'm a bit portly and I can't run all that fast at all.
We
By-
can...
Well.
Frank?
You're trying to tell me that my Violet has bewitched 4 men.
No, no. She's not bewitched them. 4 midwives have come from the Empire. They came to take, not to wait. And I put them down, I did. I put them in the ground. While you were out there in the fields working, I protected your child, your wife.
I'm all at
But I'm
6
old.
and 7s. I'm all at 6s and 7s. So you're telling me the midwives are coming and they're taking the babies and they're not giving them to the parents?
I don't know what they're doing with them, but I do know that the tools that these midwives brought with them, they were harsh and cruel things.
Well, of course it looks unkind, but it's how you get a baby out of there sometimes.
You know my history. You know what the Empire did to me and mine. Any midwife comes here on the hands of the Empire, and I know they're not coming to ask nicely. They take, and they take, and they kill what they don't need. And I've killed 4 of them so far. But I'm getting old. I'm getting tired. I can't guarantee your safety. I've tuned up a speeder. Your wife is very close to giving birth. You should go far from here. Go to a port, find a ship. Go someplace else, someplace safe.
This is our home.
This could be your grave.
Sister,
Sister,
the hour of the great quiet is behind us.
it is. And the hour of the great cry is at hand.
The house is to be destroyed.
Yes. utterly and completely. You
There's only
seem distressed by this.
I've grown fond of it here. It's the only home I've known for 25 years.
I see. But it is the way, sister. It is the way.
I'm beginning to doubt our way. Taking babies from their rightful parents and cooperating.
Then how do you expect our great and glorious lords to maintain their supremacy across the galaxy? Clones? We saw how that turned out. They can't even shoot straight. They're useless. The only way is to take untainted children, especially those of special gifts, and raise them in the light of the Empire, the light of the First Order.
I see.
Do you?
I suppose I'd better, or this will not end well for me.
Sister, I am not heartless. I am not cruel. Am I?
No, sister.
Have you found me over the last 20 years to be unjust with you, to be cruel with you?
May I speak freely, sister?
Of course. I am not the Emperor's plaything, nor am I at the heel of that twisted metal monstrosity. I am human, same as you.
At the risk of being impertinent, sister, I find you less human as the days progress. I somehow think you have lost touch with your purpose.
I see. We have had many defeats these past few years. The Emperor's plaything destroyed over the ruins of Alderaan. Vader on his insane crusade across the galaxy.
I hear tell that the dark saber has been found.
You have heard more than you were meant to hear. But I fault you not for your curiosity. The one that we call the dark saber is imminent. A midwife has been sent to retrieve her. Many have been sent. But we sent the one. You know of whom I speak.
I dare not say, though I know.
She has spirit. She will succeed. She will not like what she finds, but she will succeed.
Crane, but I still worry that we have strayed from the path of what we were put here to do, which is to bring life into the world and add comfort and solace to those who suffer. Politics are not our realm, and yet we are enmeshed, embroiled, embarrassed.
Sister, would you bring a child into a galaxy of chaos? A galaxy of misrule? A galaxy populated by rebels and gangsters, or one controlled by order? I still serve the good. I serve the order of the galaxy.
Do you serve God?
As I see it, as I see her.
Perhaps God no longer sees you, sister. When you're quiet, I worry.
You think me a monster.
At the risk of sure death, yes, I think you a monster.
I'm sorry for that.
Are you?
I
saw
am.
that baby. I saw that baby that you felt didn't deserve to live, and you left it on a ledge in the cold to
I
explode
did.
and die. And you called it a kindness.
And it was.
Call it murder.
Sister, I have given you permission to speak freely, and so no harm will come to you.
Harm has
But
already come. Because what I believed is no longer possible. I will serve the order, but I no longer serve you.
Oh, it's coming soon. Oh, Frank, it's coming soon.
Oh, Daddy, I'm gonna be a daddy. Hold on. The midwife is here. Just keep breathing. Remember. I'll be right back.
I can't believe you found a midwife, Frank, so far out in the middle of the rim.
Oh, we saw the distress call, and here we are. All right, just put your heels up next to your bum. Up they go. All right. Now you're gonna want to push, but I want you to hold on until I tell you when. All right?
I
Oh,
have to warn you, midwife,
yes.
this child might not be one that you've seen before, if you know what I mean.
I've seen everything, believe me. I've seen many a thing mate with many a thing, and never thinking what would come out would look like it did. But it all turned out well in the end. Now you're gonna want to push, all right? Don't push yet. Don't push
I have
yet.
dreams, sister. I have dark and disturbing dreams of the child.
Okay, all right. Pant for me now. Pant one. Oh, you're doing grand. You're doing grand. All right. All
I
right.
see death, sister. I haven't told Frank. I haven't told my husband, but I see death. I death for all who touch my child.
Oh.
Oh,
Could you just put your knees together for a minute for me there?
I can't. No, my legs are fully spread now. It's coming, sister.
I just need you to repeat one little thing, that you see death for all who touches your child. Do I have that right?
They are dreams, sister. They are dreams. I'm sure they are nothing. I'm just so afraid, sister. We were sent so far from our home. We were sent so far from our home.
Oh, love of God, the cord's around the neck. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna have to reach in. It's not gonna be good. Yes. And we're just gonna turn the baby. Okay, and we've got the cord around its neck.
Oh.
I'm gonna put everything you've got into it. Don't scream, nothing. Just use all that energy to push. 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 Come on, you can do it.
Is it human?
Who's to say? Not exactly.
What will you do now, sister?
Well, I'll sponge the blood off the head first, and then I'll wrap it up in the nearest thing, which seems to be an old nightie. And then I'll place them on your chest, and you can go about figuring out where to feed it.
And that's all, sister. Others came before you, and they planned to take the child from me early and take it to others. Will you leave the child with me, or will you take it and leave me in the ground?
The child. Yeah, they've approached me to take the baby and to give it away to them and not to let you keep it. But I'll not do that And if it's my time to go, then it's my time to go. I don't know exactly what you got with to have that baby, but it's a baby and it's yours. And so you're keeping it.
Stay with us then, midwife. Stay with us and protect the child.
I could use a nip of brandy right now if you've got it.
We've got some blue milk.
It'll do in a pinch. Now, before I go and get your Fred out there, you might want to be telling me just exactly what you've been getting up to, so I can soften the blow a bit.
We were staying with an Ugnaught. We had a hard night, and he was kind.
The little fella.
You
I
wouldn't
don't
know it
mean
from
that
looking.
pejoratively, but he comes up to my hip.
You wouldn't know it, but I'm, truth be told, kind of a freak.
No judgment.
But that's not the concern, though. I mean, it's a concern, don't get me wrong. But it is the dreams. The child is one of power. Strong in what they call the Force. You've heard of it. The legends, the rumors.
The books, the sequels.
Many will come for us for that child. I fear it. I've dreamt it. We're going to need you if you will stand by us.
I survived one blitz. I can survive this one.
Thank you, midwife.
Now here's a bit of barley sugar because you're going to need your strength. All right. I'm going to go prepare your Fred for what's coming.
I think he suspects. He's been surlier than usual.
That's a man for you.
But thank you for traveling with us across this planet and beyond. We haven't got much money, but we'll make sure that you're fed and we'll watch out for each other.
Well, that's what a woman should do for another woman. And I got to be honest with you. I'm not surprised to hear about the other midwives. Something's gone wrong.
A lot's gone wrong in the universe, midwife. A lot. But thank you. And may the Force be with you.
And also with you, but I'm speaking of a different Force.
And that's our show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. What a privilege to mash up those shows. Could we please get our fabulous cast of Butt of Mine to come back out here and join us so we can tell them how amazing they are.
That's
Thank
pretty amazing.
you.
I'm getting my glasses back on so I can see you all so nicely.
In one screen.
My background fell down, so we just we just made it.
Tim was having some technical difficulties earlier
Oh my God.
in the background, and he has been an absolute trooper all night.
Leave
Tim,
it.
I had the pleasure of meeting you at the San Francisco Improv Festival. I know you hail from Reno. Tell us about what you're doing in Reno virtually.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are doing different live shows every Saturday night at 8 o'clock Pacific time. So every Saturday at 8 o'clock, we have always different shows happening. Lately, it's been a lot of, just Reno improv folks producing and playing in those shows. As we got our feet under, I guess, get under us, so to speak, as a company during all of this. But we're opening that up to, we want to, invite more and more people to come and play. Actually, during the run of this show, we had a show going on as well. A short form competition style show, so that was super fun, and it's been a pleasant challenge. Let's call it that. Let's go with that wording for how it's been, but it's been a lot of fun. Reno Improv is a fairly new company. We're the only teaching and performing improv company in Reno, and as far as I know, have been for the last few years, or for the recent history at least. So it's really been an exciting time. The city itself is growing really fast. So we're excited to be growing alongside of them. It's really, really fun. So I'm honored and blessed to have been included in this. So thank you all very much. It's been super fun.
What a privilege. If people would like to take classes from you, how can they find you?
We have not had a ton of classes going online lately, but we are, all of our information is available at renoimprov.org. We just launched a new website actually. So there might be a few bugs still being worked out, but for the most part, everything looks really good. And yeah, we're just anxiously awaiting, when we can open our doors again, like everyone is. But in the meantime, we've had a lot of fun, stretching our creativity this way. So.
Thank you, Tim. It's such a
Sure,
privilege
thank
to have
you.
you here. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the last thing you said.
I just said thank you. It was,
Oh.
like I said, I felt like it was a privilege to be here. So.
I'm honored. I might blush. Eric and Aden, two fabulous human beings occupying one little rectangle. Thank you for being here.
Surprise! We're in the same house.
Oh, what?
It's so rare to see that. Now, full disclosure.
No, look, watch this, everybody. What? Oh, yeah.
Human touch. Wow.
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 Wow. So you are both incredibly prolific performers. I know you're busy quite often. Tell us individually where we can find you and collectively, because I know you play together quite often. Where can we locate you?
Right now, we've been just guesting all around. We haven't done a huge amount on our own lately because it's been chaos to try to do so.
Yeah.
Though you could catch, we'll have a few things coming up at the Funhouse Lounge, which we'll do a couple things online. But we're doing we did a live show with one of our shows.
Oh yeah, we actually performed live for a live
socially
audience.
distant.
It was in a parking lot, and we were up on a
trailer that was made into a stage.
Made into a stage using like wood blocks to support it, and
awesome.
People were at least 30 feet away from us.
Our audience could literally bicycle by and stop. It was fascinating. But so we did that. But actually, either next month or the month following, we do plan to start doing Babe Presents I Love Musicals once a month,
which is our 1950s I Love Lucy inspired musical improv show.
And so what you want to do so that you can know about when that's starting, because again, this is in the beginning stages, but we definitely want to do that. Not the show itself, but the show, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, friend us on Facebook, Babe Improv. Individually,
yeah.
I've actually been spending more time on other projects that I have on improv. So if you want to listen to the Changed podcast, that is a podcast which explores the question of what does it mean to change, be changed, or spark change in others through the lens of storytelling. And each week I have a different guest storyteller share a story from their real life of a moment of pivot or a fork in the road movement. And then we talk about what they learned from that experience. So I've had actors and authors and scientists, and it continues on and on and on. I'm huge in Australia. So anyway, check out the Changed podcast, available everywhere you listen to podcasts, including now Amazon, where you can just say, Alexa, play the Changed podcast episode 13 or whatever.
Not too loud though.
Moving on. I'm not.
She heard you. My Alexa heard you. She's going off in the background.
Is she? Oh my God! I hope it starts playing. That'd be amazing.
It is playing. It's playing the episode right now. It really is.
Oh my God! That's so cool. That literally just happened a couple days ago.
And live streaming audience, you were there.
Oh you may also have
They're all listening
right now too. So yes.
That's well, you're delightful. So I can only imagine conversations with you would be equally delightful. And beautiful work, both of you, in the show tonight, and Tim as well. Eric, tell us what is coming up for you.
Oh dear. I have, this is actually an interesting time for me in that I have been either producing events or performances for the last 35 years. So this is actually a break for me. I started DJing high school dances when I was 13 and just haven't really slowed down. It's been one event after another, and so this is actually causing me some downtime. What I have been doing, much like Aiden and Eric, where pursuits are not necessarily improv related, I have been cranking up my output on Mixcloud. So
Oh.
if you go to mixcloud.com and look for just Eric, you will find some of my more recent DJ mixes.
Yes. I have to say, I remember riding around with you in Honolulu at the Improvaganza Festival, and some of the most interesting music I've ever heard was coming out of your radio. So I can't wait to dive into that. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. For those who may or may not know, in addition to all these wonderful things, Eric is the artistic director and producer of the Alaska State Improv Festival. That's where I first saw this amazing show, Bud of Mine, and it's one of the most wonderful festivals in the world. So when we get back to real life as we know it, make sure that you do yourself the favor if you are an improv performer and go to the fest, submit to the fest, perform at the fest, just support that festival. It's extraordinary, truly. Dan Wilson.
So, but for now, you've come this far with us, so please like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. You can also subscribe to our channel here. We're also at bingewatchimprov.com. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We're everywhere, and we're coming for you, and we're taking your base. No, sorry, that was the show. But thank you for joining us tonight. We have the thumbs up, and have a wonderful rest of your evening or day, as the case may be. Bye, y'all.